Well, so today we're protesting the CMAS test, and basically the reason we're doing it is because as seniors we've taken many standardized tests throughout our lives starting in 3rd grade, and we're currently planning for college. We've taken our SATs, our ACTs, our SAT subject tests, our PSATs. We went through the CSAPs and the TCAPs, and what we really want to do now is learn and have a good year where we're actually preparing for college and learning what it's like to be in a college setting. And in college settings, there aren't standardized tests that determine our values in lives. College is about learning, and so in our senior year to suddenly be taking one more standardized test seems to be a bit absurd, especially because many of the things we're being tested on the CMAS test either we haven't taken or we haven't taken since freshman year. And what we retained from our freshman year classes is not so much the straight facts as the skills we learned in those classes. So in social studies, we don't necessarily remember specific names of economic policies, but we do remember how to analyze documents, how to look at history from multiple perspectives, and that's what we should be tested on, not whether we can remember very particular facts that we learned 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
So what I've seen in my years of school is that I've had some really, really wonderful teachers who I've had great experiences with, but always the times that I felt like I was learning the least was the times when we were preparing for standardized tests, when we were learning the formula on how to write a 5-paragraph essay, or when we were learning memory techniques to ensure that we remembered certain formulas of molecules. And when I had the best educational experiences is when we were in open class, when we were discussing things, when we were really challenging ourselves as students, not when we were preparing for standardized tests. And it seems like rather than getting better as I've gone on in school, it's only gotten worse, to the point where I feel like almost half the time it seems like all we're doing is preparing for tests and not actually learning anything.
Why do you think this school culture has gone to the test over instruction?
I think because people do realize that our education system needs to improve, because we should of course always be striving to improve, but I think a lot of people don't know how to improve. And since in the past it seemed like testing was the way to go, it seems like a logical progression to just include more tests in the curriculum. But unfortunately, those tests aren't getting better, they're just getting more numerous. And in this day and age, when so much of our world is focused on not necessarily your memory skills, but on your creativity and your adaptivity and your ability to work with people, that's what we should be teaching in schools, not memorization of facts and certain skills that you use once and then discard forever. And yet I think people don't know any other way to assess those things. We're not just skipping the test, because we could have chosen to just opt out of the test and sleep in and stay home or hang out with friends, but instead we're coming out here not just to protest, but to do good in our community and to show that we really care about our education. And we're not skipping out on school the rest of the day. As soon as school starts, we're going back into our classrooms and we're going to focus on learning, because we're not protesting education, we're protesting tests that inhibit our education, and that's what we're really here about today. I'm just really pleasantly amazed at how we actually came together and did this. I remember when it was first starting out and we were kind of just joking around, because of course no one wants to take a test, but then when we really started thinking about it, we realized that this is actually something that's really important to us, and this is the time when it crossed the line, and then suddenly it all came together. And I'm just so proud of everyone for actually making this a reality, because I think it's really important to show that things can become a reality.